Here we go. Boy, the Trump charges are just stacking up against him. One of the most corrupted and worst presidents of our time. Let me tell you about him, especially when it comes to Ukraine and Russia. If he gets back into office, we're liable to go into World War III. And let me tell you why. Because when he was in office, he held up the funding for Ukraine. Plus, he favors Vladimir Putin. And he's even known for that. And what that's going to do, he's going to cut off funding Ukraine. He's already whispered it to people in his party. And that's going to allow Russia to be more aggressive and start nipping away and seizing parts of Ukraine. Okay. And then he's not going to stop there. Then he's going to want part of the Baltic Sea, then part of Poland, then part of Kazakhstan. And he's not going to quit. And then that China, they're going to jump on Taiwan. And that's going to cause Taiwan to blow Taiwan up because of the chip making factory. That's where the percentage of the microchips are made. It's right there in Taiwan. It's going to be a total disaster, not only for America, but developing countries and the rest of the world. He's poisoned, and they all have this planned. Armed service members in our country, as well as the European and NATO, will all be going to war. It's a terrible nightmare. He's going completely crazy because he has multiple businesses, billions of dollars worth in Russia, and Russia has sanctioned him and taken over and claimed his properties. And you don't see none of this on media. So he's going to do what he got to do to get his businesses up and running again and back in his hands. That's why he's going to take the funding away from Ukraine. He's totally corrupt, and he's going to send us into World War III. He's poisonous and no good, and he needs to go to prison for what he did. And he needs to be held liable for the wrongful death in those officers that died at the Capitol that day. And they still ain't brung charges up on that yet. They're dancing all around him because he's holding documents blackmailing Congress. And Joe Biden, one of the most corrupted presidents of our time, he's been stealing and lying to the American people for over 40 years. And Trump has got the goods on him. That's the only reason they're letting Trump still run, and they ain't locked him up or served wrongful death papers on him yet, because they're all polluted and they all got blood on their hands. It's time to drain the swamp. It's time to get the corruption out in Washington, and I'm just your man for the job. We don't need to go to World War III. We need to continue to fund Ukraine, hold Russia off, because a weaker Russia means a weaker China. A stronger Ukraine, a stronger America, strong, united, developing countries. This is the way forward. So watch out. Till next time.